Hello and welcome to Kate's Positivity Island here on Backchannel, which is the only place that you can listen to, watch, and talk to live here on your Amazon Echo show with hosts like me. My name's Kate Cocker and this is Will Dell. Hello, Will.
Hello, good morning.
And if you aren't on an Amazon Echo show in North America and you want to take part, so for example, you might be in the Facebook group on Everyday Positivity with Kate Cocker, or you might be watching on YouTube, which you can do at Backchannel. I always stumble on the YouTube app. It's Backchannel, isn't it?
Yep.
Or you might be with us on Twitter Live. So that's at Backchannel Live. If you want to take part and you want to message, then please head to backchannel.tv and you can write in all your comments and chat with us there. The best thing about being on the Amazon Echo show, if you are in North America, all you have to do is Eliza. You know what would happen if I said the real name. So Eliza, then your keyword is say, and then your message. So Eliza, say, hi there, Kate and Will. How are you today? And it's immediate. And this, I think, causes people a bit of a bother. When you think, oh, I'm going to talk to Eliza and it's just going to happen and I'm not going to know if it's all right. Well, basically, the messages that we get and that we see are really well interpreted, and also you can't swear, so don't worry about accidentally saying anything inappropriate. You won't be able to. I think I've done all the housekeeping. Will, Happy New Year. This is our first outing together.
It is our first outing together. How has it, 6 days into the new year, how's it been going?
I got COVID.
You got COVID.
I got COVID.
Hey, what did you do that for?
I know, but what I want to kind of talk a bit about today and have it bubbling along in the background is that I think a lot of people have started their new year like this. So I think that there are a lot of people, because I did it on the Everyday Positivity episode today, I think. I think today's Everyday Positivity episode, I reveal that I have COVID. And it wipes you out, man. It's the weirdest thing. It's like any virus that you've ever come across where you think you're fine and then you really aren't. So we're going to go through this hour in the best way that we can. But what I was going to say was that when I revealed it, I've had quite a few people message me and say, me too. So I feel like this week is kind of ill COVID week. And that it's a bit of a false start to the new year, because I don't know about you. Did you get much rest over Christmas?
Bits and pieces. I was staying at mum and dad's house over Christmas, which meant that I wasn't staying in my lovely double beds, with all my favorite things on it. I was staying at their house on like a camp bed, which is, not full size, I don't anyway. So,
yeah.
but it was
what
okay.
did you learn from that experience, Will? What's the rainbow that you took from that?
I learned how to appreciate my own bed. And also, I was a good big brother. No, I was a good little brother, because I let my sister have like the spare room with the actual nice bed in it. So
nice. You're a good little brother. Well done. I always think that when you stay at other people's houses, though, it is still a bit of a holiday, even if you are on a camp bed, because you're not having to worry about tidying up your stuff. Like it kind of just happens. You help out, obvs. But it is nice being with mum and dad and having them look after you, isn't it?
Yeah, eating all of their foods.
Yeah,
all of that kind of stuff.
Worrying about all of them doing all the cooking, that kind of thing. So there I was. Had the best Christmas ever, have friends up for the first time.
Nice.
I was so excited about it. It was the raucousest Christmas I think I've ever been to. And then, so I was really raring to go. Like end of last week, my guests left. We'd been to the theatre. I was like, right, now I need to get prepped for like the new year, get all my stuff together, get the business rolling, get social media and then woof, I was out for 2 days. Like, and I've picked up since, but I think you can hear that I'm still kind of carrying it. As I said, I think what I'm finding is I got up early, did some work, and then at 11 o'clock needed to go back to bed.
And I think, if it's forcing you to like take some extra rest or, I don't know, take an extra nap in the middle of the day, I don't think that can be, it's not the worst thing in the world, is it?
No, it's not. And I'm learning so many lessons from it. I think you have to take it for what it is. And I think you have to allow yourself to be ill. It's like the biggest thing I've been saying to people who've had it up till now. My advice to them is, you're ill, let yourself be ill. Your body's saying you need to rest, make sure you rest. So I have embraced my inner sloth. I have watched all of Cobra Kai season 4. I watched The World's Strongest Man yesterday evening.
Nice.
I watched all of The Tourist. I really have embraced my inner sloth. So
You've been doing some good binge watching.
I have been doing some good binge watching because you know what? When else can you do that guilt-free? It's airport time, right? It's airplane time. But today was the first day where I was like, oh, I really just want to be getting on with it now. That kind of slow start to the year. But what will be will be.
Not starting as you mean to go on.
Not starting as you mean to go on. Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe tomorrow's Everyday Positivity episode is that. I literally titled that, Not Starting as You Mean to Go On. So yeah, it's been an interesting one. Have we got people in the chat saying hello?
There's loads already happening on the
fantastic.
dashboard. Thanks everybody for coming and getting involved, talking to your device. Love that.
So Sunny says rest can be productive too. Remember, your body is working super hard even if you can't see it. Yeah, absolutely. It really, really is. It's so true. The thing that I was worried about earlier this week is I did a call with my parents on Sunday, then afterwards went, oh my goodness. But that seems to have passed. I was worried about coming on and sitting doing chatting for an hour, and then feeling really woozy because thank goodness that the thing I do for a job isn't speaking. Oh no, hang on a minute.
Oh wait.
Oh no, wait, hang on.
It is quite important.
Yeah. So yes. So onwards and upwards, as they say, or probably onwards and sidewards. Right.
Yeah. We'll get there eventually. It's a process.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've put a question into the Facebook group on Everyday Positivity with Kate Cocker. And I asked yesterday, and in fact, it was the first episode of Everyday Positivity this year. And it was, what are your words, your theme words for this year? So today, before we get to all the good news I've got to share with you, or at least Will's going to share with us, I wanted to kind of just sow that seed. Do you have words yet, Will?
I do have words, yeah. I've even written them on a little Post-it note that's stuck next to my wall. It's on my big
good. So you
calendar.
remind yourself. I love a visual aid.
Here they are.
Here they are, she says. Fantastic.
They are health, balance, and accountability.
Oh, so tell me about the accountability one. That's the one that immediately stands out as something.
It's just about making sure that it's about holding myself to account. And trying to make sure that I do the things that I say that I'm going to do, and it definitely ties into health and balance as well. Just making sure that I'm holding myself to account, and it's all good and well saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this," but okay, like how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So go on, carry on. What's
that's it, really. Like, that's what accountability is. So if I say it's about being, keeping my word to myself and all of that. Kind of thing.
I'm just trying to find the Facebook post so I can get people started.
Okay. Sunny in the chat said, Chris and I have become really great support friends. Wanted to thank you for connecting us. We even exchanged phone numbers, and it wouldn't have happened without you two. I remember they were there on one of the Everyday Positivity kind of event hangout things that we did at the end of last year. So that's awesome to hear, Sunny, and thank you for telling us that. I like that.
Yeah, no, it is really nice. And I think connection is going to be one of my words this year because I don't know. I'm all for. I think I am a bit of an introvert. Oh, I don't know. That introvert extrovert argument could rage on for centuries, couldn't it?
It could. I definitely think I've always said that I'm quite introverted.
Yeah, so the actual definition of introvert and extrovert is introverted people tend to be drained from social interaction, and extroverted people tend to be to get energy from social interaction. And there are definitely times where I feel like I get energy from social interaction, and there are definitely times where I just need to be on my own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what I have noticed is that relationships are formed in the things that you do. So I think, you and I do this show every week. We work together. So we formed a relationship. We formed a friendship, I hope, and a certain love for each other. And so we see each other, we support each other, and, you know, the activity gives us time to be together. But certainly over the last 2 years, there have been friendships that I've not been tending to,
Mm.
that I people that I really enjoy, and I feel really distant from them. And I think especially this week as well, feeling just I'm definitely because I'm isolating, I feel really distant. So connection popped into my brain
That's a good
right
one.
towards the end. I mean, friends and family on my wheel of life got a really good, like when I assess my friends and family situation, I do feel good about it, but I just feel like I'm lacking a bit in connection at this point in time. So yeah,
There's always that
connection's gone on
work that
my
you could put into it. I always say that like friendships are forged in those kind of like shared experiences, and that
yeah, they are.
if you're really trying to like strengthen a connection, then those shared like doing stuff together is a really good way to do that.
Yeah, and it's been quite difficult to do stuff, I think. You know,
Yeah.
and that you know, you end up with the people that you work with, and that's fine. I have other friends, you know.
Well, other than the people that you just work with, Kate, this shocks me. No, you have a
I
lot of
know. I'm just
friends.
trying to find this. I've got some lovely comments, so I just wanted to make sure I had them all. 25 comments we had. And it's not letting me view all of them. Can you view previous answers? There we go. That's
There you
the
go.
right one. And then I've put focus and well, do you know what? Let's come to it a bit later on. But if you have a word, and the reason I've chosen a word or words for 2022 is because number one, if it gets off to a slow start, doesn't matter. And number two, we'll have a whole conversation about goals and habits in a bit because I've got a real bugbear about them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so no one's put any words in here, but there's lots of chat. So let's see what people are saying. Stacey says even if your body is running slow, you can still go on and do what you need to do. Absolutely right. Kristen and I have become really great support. We've done that. I could be an omnivert. I love that. A bit of both. Absolutely. Okay, right. Good news time. There's some lovely stories today. There's shapes and animals and all sorts of things. So should we crack on?
I love doing the news. Okay,
Go on.
are you ready for our first story?
Give me a bone. Hey!
Just realizing from two Sumatran tiger cubs, were born at a zoo in Dallas, Texas. They're very cute. So these are like quite a rare type of tiger. Tiger cubs. They're very cute. There's about 400 of these like left in the wild. So any kind of new cubs are born is a big win for them, and they're very cute. And it's just a win. It's just good news. It's just feel good.
I love the depth of this story.
That's it. That's all you're getting from me.
All it is tiger cubs. Have you got a picture you can share and we can describe it?
I can. Here it is. So they were born at the end of last year. They were born on December the 6th to their parents who were called
Suki.
yeah, and like Kuska.
Wasa.
Kuasa. And this is what they look like.
Oh, very cute. Look at them with their eyes
Know.
closed.
So
So
they are
tiger cubs look exactly what you expect tiger cubs to look
yes.
like. They are like nice little auburney colours with some stripes on them, and their face is so furry and just so cute. And I don't think that the world can do without too many tiger cubs, can they? Can they?
No.
Especially at a time when you're feeling ill, you're feeling blue. Look at those lovely little tigers. Oh.
They are imagine like a tiny tiger, and that's what they look like. They're so cute.
I love that. Imagine a tiny tiger. That's what they
That's
look
what they
like.
look like, and their eyes are all squidged closed, and their paws are outstretched. They're cute. Now,
And
my
they've got
favorite
that
part of this,
lovely kind of white marking as well, like on their ears and on their eyes.
yeah,
It's so lovely.
I know that you shouldn't, but I just really want to cuddle with them.
I know.
I just really
I
want to
know.
like be in a pile of baby tigers. And my favorite part is that they've not named them yet. There've been no name. They've not come up with names for the babies yet.
A month
So
in.
yeah. So if you've got any suggestions,
So
let us know.
I've got a good name for a tiger. Santiago.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
That's the next. I've got the next pet I get is going to be called Santiago after Amy Santiago from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, okay. And it's also the capital of Argentina?
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Um,
But is
Great.
it
And what is that for
named
any pet, regardless of
any
what it
pet?
is? It
Yeah.
could be a gerbil. It could be a
If we
worm.
get a dog, I don't think we'd call it Santiago. That's quite a long name to shout in the park. But I think
Yeah.
it definitely suits a cat. Do you
Yeah.
not
A
store
cat.
names? If I have
Oh,
another baby, which I'm not going to, it's going to be called Arlo.
that's a cute name. Oh, it's a cute name.
Arlo's a
Um,
good name.
I have a list of names on my phone for pets. Not that I don't have any pets. I've never really had any pets. I'd quite like at some point in the future to have a pet cat. But I have got a list of about 5 to 10 names stored in my phone of pet names. They're all of the food based: marshmallow, casserole, that kind of thing. Do you think casserole is a cute name for like a kitten? No, you don't. Okay, that's fine.
I love that you've got the word casserole in your kittenness. Have we got any suggestions?
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. Um, Tiny. Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny. Good name for an animal. Right, next piece of news.
The 63rd National Park has opened in the US.
Oh, see?
Another national park.
So,
Apparently the 63rd one. I didn't know that there were that many national parks. That seems like a lot. But yeah, brand new one has opened.
now we get people tell us all the time when they've got national parks and new things happening in their parks and everything. I suppose that when something becomes a national park, it becomes a protected area of land, does it?
Yes, I think that's the point. So this is New River Gorge. It's in Southwest Virginia. So apparently the New River is one of the longest or the oldest rivers on the continent. And this new park protects 70,000 acres. 70,000 acres of land
Well,
along the river. And, as per any national park, obviously beautiful, obviously gorgeous. So much to do: hiking, kayaking on the river, climbing. So only a win. More national parks, more spaces for outdoor activities, and more protected land. Big win. Good news.
big win. Is there a place in your country that you would like to go?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I haven't been to a lot of places. You could say I've not been to more places than I have been to, but yeah. Where would you like to go?
Well, I've been there, but I'd like to go back to the River Wye this year.
Okay, that's nice.
WYE. And we'd quite like to do the north coast of Scotland. There's a
Oh
there's a
yeah.
route NC 500, I think it's called. It's like doing Route 66, but around the north coast of Scotland in the motorhome. I'm gonna borrow one and go and do it. Yeah,
That's
I've
a
got
nice
many
idea.
dreams within this country this year.
Yeah, it's
I'd like
nice to
to go
to
places
stay and
in.
explore your own country.
Yeah, well, I went to Hadrian's Wall this year to see my friend Nick, and it was beautiful. And you go, oh, this is a proper hidden gem. And also, holidays these days aren't like holidays anymore because you're still connected to the world.
Mhm.
There I am saying one of my words is connection, and now I'm like, oh, actually going on holidays when you need to actually not be connected, and it's actually easier when you're in somewhere like Northumbria and there's no
Mhm.
reception, there's no choice.
So we're
Remember
really rural.
Remember that weekend when I was barking orders from when I had reception to you? I was
I
like,
remember it
Will, can
with
you do this?
great
Can you do
fondness.
that? And then we go into a session and I'd lose all the reception again, and then I come
I'd be
out.
like, oh, thank goodness Kate's like doing something because she's
Yeah, yeah.
finally lost reception. Um, yeah, and I can only imagine, like, if you live in the States and it's so vast, so many places to explore, even in your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's so nice to explore and discover something new.
Well, we've got that 62nd country park now, so that's good. Or 63rd country park.
There you go.
Amazing. Right, next. What's so
Just
funny is I'm getting thunk as you hit the button.
Because I'm the world's loudest
It's not
keyboard.
bong, it's donk bong.
I'm gonna buy some buttons. I'm gonna buy some actual buttons that I can press to play it, so I can do it a bit quiet, a bit more subtly.
I know,
That's
so
funny.
funny. Very funny. Right, so what's the news?
They
Hello.
invented a new pasta shape.
Oh my
This
goodness,
is
they
my favorite news story of
pasta tape. I was so
um,
excited when I saw this.
So it's created by this guy called Dan Pashman, and he is the host of the podcast Sporkful, which is all about food. And he was like, I'm bored of pasta. He was like, there's not been any new pasta shapes for over a century. He was like, I'm bored of it. I want some new pasta shapes. So he just invented a new one. It's called Cascatelle, which is Italian for little waterfalls. And imagine a J. Imagine the letter J, and on like the outside of the line, there's like ruffles, and that's what it looks like.
I thought it was like an umbrella stick
Okay, yeah, sure.
with ruffles on the edge, which kind of made me think a bit of a squid, like squid tentacles. But it's really short, isn't it? It's like, and I just love. There are so many things about this that I love. I love that someone went, I know what I'm going to be the disruptor of pasta.
Pasta. You know the big problem that
Pasta.
everybody was facing that really needed something new, said
Yes,
nobody ever.
pasta.
Pasta.
And I like that. I mean, they look like little waterfalls, which is very cute.
Yes.
But I also, I don't know if I like more that there's a new shape or a new name.
I quite like it. You may have noticed that I quite enjoyed saying Cascatelle.
Say it
So
again.
Cascatelle.
Amazing. So not only is there a new pasta shape, but there is a new pasta shape name, which I absolutely love. And then the thing about pasta is it's a bit like, well, we've got a deli near us that sells all the different pasta shapes. So if you just go into a supermarket here, you might get what? Fusilli, that's one of those spirally ones. Penne, one of those straight tubes. You might stretch to a tagliatelle. Oh, what's it called? The shells.
Oh yeah, the shells. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
They're the ones that when you boil them, they're the worst to drain because they
Yes.
act like little water cups.
Because they're cups, because they're shells.
I know, it's like they're going, ha ha, water, like that in the middle of them. So concilici or whatever they're called, you might get one of those. Get lasagna, obviously. Spaghetti, obviously. Wholemeal, plain. You might get macaroni in a Tesco, in a supermarket.
Yeah.
But it's not an expansive thing. In the deli here, there's all sorts. There's like spaghetti, like in different thicknesses.
I like a wide noodle. Yeah, it's like spaghetti but it's wider.
No, it's like tagliatelle but wider.
Sure, yeah, because it's flat. Sudi says, I really love me some tortellini though.
What does tortellini look like?
Tortellini is like a filled. It's got like a filling.
Oh yes,
because
ravioli, obviously.
So last year I learned how to make ravioli from scratch. Because if you know me, then you'll know that I'm a bit of a foodie. And so a couple of years ago, for either for Christmas or for my birthday, I was gifted a pasta maker, like a roller, so you can get it really nice and thin. And the first thing I made was ravioli, and they were delicious.
What did you put in them?
Like a classic, like lemony, kind of creamy, cheesy type filling. They were gorgeous. And then I made them with like a sage butter sauce.
Yeah, lovely. And so how long did that take?
The longest part is letting your dough rest for about 30 minutes.
Oh, right, okay.
Before you roll it out.
Have you done it since?
I made, so one of the attachment like cuts the sheet of pasta into individual noodles. So
noodles. What are they?
Fun fact: if you're watching the Haley and Allison show here on Backchannel this morning, we learned that one single strand of spaghetti is a spaghetto.
Okay.
So it could sit into individual spaghettos. So me and my housemate made spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, okay.
So I made the pasta and he made like the sauce, and it was amazing.
Okay, so you do actually use it. It wasn't
all the time. All the time, Kate, I promise.
Okay, good. So you're making pasta, fab. But in this up the road, they have like, well, orzo. I never knew was a pasta for a long time. What's
Don't get me
couscous?
started on
Is
orzo.
couscous pasta?
No, because couscous, it's well, technically, I don't think so. Andrew
Oh, hello, Andrew.
said tortellinis are filled, folded pasta. Let me know any questions. Apparently, Andrew's a pro chef.
Right. Andrew.
Andrew,
Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Is couscous rice or pasta?
I think it's closer to pasta. It's
It's like
durum, I
gnocchi is
think.
pasta, but it's got potato in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just potato. It's just potato
Uh,
flour.
I really like that people have got onto this pasta thing. I love
This is.
tortellini.
Can we just do the? Let's just talk about pasta for this of the show. Um, okay.
Okay, there's loads here. Let's get it in. So, Stacey says they like spaghetti with the sauce and noodles in it. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Spaghetti in a circle. Is that like spaghetti hoops?
Spaghetti hoop
You can buy spaghetti hoops. Oh, and in
in a
not in
can.
a tin. You can buy them. Like this is what I mean at that place at my deli at the end of the road. They sell all sorts of pasta. So they'll sell the spaghetti in the hoops. They'll sell minestrone.
Oh
Also,
yeah. Okay. Amazing.
loads of things. I have no idea what the name is.
That's fine.
And then the you get the kind of ink pasta, the
Yeah.
dark coloured pasta.
So one time when I made pasta,
Huh?
I made it with spinach, so it was like bright green. I mean, bright green pasta. It was amazing.
I might have to invest in some pasta making kit.
I think that we need to have an excuse to have like a pasta making session for some reason.
It would be good. I have thought about on this positivity island that maybe sometimes you and I bake or cook or
I
something
think,
like that. I think
yeah.
that would be quite good. Oh, here we go. Andrew has come in with the answer. Couscous is flour, so technically a pasta. There we go. Who knew? Because also
And
looks like
couscous.
rice, but it's not rice.
I know, and that trips me up a lot.
We got lots. Brilliant. Oh, thank you very much for that. I think that now my life is more complete as I know more about
There's a new. So there's new pasta and there's new tigers in the world. So
tigers and pasta. That's the title of this show.
can I say cascatelli one more time?
Yeah.
Cascatelli.
Maybe that should be the name of the new tigers. Maybe we should call them Casca and Telly.
Oh my goodness!
Like
I'm gonna
Telly
write
the
to the zoo.
turtle, but I think Casca and Telly would be good.
I'm gonna write to the Dallas Zoo and suggest it.
Would you? See how we get on.
They'll say, "Please leave us alone.
They
Stop
will.
emailing us."
You
They'll say.
never know, though. Persistence can get a long way. Squid ink pasta. That's it. That's the stuff that's black.
Mhm.
Squid ink pasta. That's really nice. That is. I quite like that we've got Andrew here. I think he. I think they can be. Oh, maybe our chief food
Yeah.
officer. Food.
I really want to be friends with a pro chef because in another life I would have worked. I think I would have worked in. I would have been a chef. I would have worked in the kitchen. But then I remembered I'm slow, I'm messy, and don't like being shouted at, and I don't like being told what to do. So I don't think it's the right environment for me.
Do you think that when Andrew messages us, we just should say yes, chef?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think you've done yourself a disservice there. I think you might just be telling yourself those stories.
I don't know. Just, let's cook together, Kate, and then we'll decide.
Andrew, if you are still there, please tell me what your favorite dish to cook is.
What's your signature dish?
Well, no, favorite dish to
It's different, isn't it?
to cook is different to signature dish. Well, maybe they're both. Maybe they're both.
To me,
Lemon
signature.
meringue pie incoming because it's Louis' birthday next week and we have to do lemon meringue pie breakfast.
Yeah. And is that your favorite or is that your signature?
That's my signature. My favorite food to eat is spaghetti carbonara.
Yeah, I make a good carbonara.
In fact, I quite like all of the basics. You know, like I like an omelette. I like a chicken korma.
Yeah.
I like a spaghetti carbonara. And I think when you go to restaurants and you order those, that's when you know you're in a good restaurant, is depending on how well those are cooked. So Indian restaurant, when I have a chicken korma and it's good, I'll be like, this is a good restaurant.
Yeah. Kind of mastering the basics. Look at us.
Yeah, absolutely. Sunny says, when you're head chef, you get to be the person telling people what to do. So maybe you don't need to. I bet
No.
Andrew would think otherwise. I bet being head chef is definitely still hard work.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Because
time.
we don't tell people what to do. I'm just going to go straight to the top.
Okay, so have we done all the good news?
Apart from...
We've got Dolly news.
I know I've said this 3 times already, but possibly my favourite part of the show, which is Dolly News.
Dolly news.
Again, this one, a little bit of a stretch, but Miley Cyrus and her little sister Noah, they got together to perform a duet of Dolly Parton's Jolene. They did it at Miley Cyrus's New Year's party, which, where was my ticket? But of course, Dolly Parton is Miley Cyrus's godmother, so that was like the tie-in there. And so obviously they did Jolene to, like, I don't know, keep it in the family. So I just thought that was fun, and I wished I could have been there.
We need to have a conversation about Miley Cyrus. She's done a cover of Jolene before, and it's excellent.
Yeah, of course it is. We love Miley.
It's so good. She's got one of the most amazing voices, I think, on the planet. And
Yeah.
also, is Dolly Parton her godmother?
Yeah, I did say that. So that's what they were doing. They were keeping it in the family.
Nice. I'm going to blame the COVID that I didn't hear that.
That's okay.
It's the wooziness as it comes
Yeah.
in. It's unfortunate we can't play it. It'd be nice to play it.
It would be. But
Also, can I tell you, 2 years ago, Dolly Parton did the documentary that she did for Netflix.
mhm.
In fact, she had a bit of a Netflix moment. She had the Dolly Parton Christmas, and she had, obviously, then there was Dumpling was on, and all of that.
Yeah.
And she did that whole. It came up in my Facebook feed. I posted it last year. And it was all about, do you remember when she said, there are times when people didn't believe in me and I had to believe in myself. And so what I like to do is write a list of all the things I'm good at. Could be small things, could be big things. It could be I make a really good chicken pot pie. It could be that you're a great mum. And she just totally, was amazing in this video. And I remember posting it. I might repost it again into the group. Because
Mhm.
that's when I decided that Dolly Parton was our spirit animal. And it's her
Yeah.
birthday in a few weeks. It's her birthday
Patient
in
state.
a week's time.
Wait, let's have a party.
Yeah, we should do a Dolly Parton party. Dolly
Um,
Parton.
Andrew
Dolly.
said, "Have you heard the slowed down version of Dolly's version of Jolene?" Yes, I have. It is amazing. There's also Lil Nas X did who's a big fan.
Oh, he did.
He did a cover of it. Nah, it's not the best one, but it was nice to hear it.
I wasn't as impressed with that as I wanted to be, because I was like, yes, and then it was like, oh, not so sure. Because
But
also,
it was
the best thing about Jolene, is the riff that she
yes,
plays.
it is.
It's so brilliant. So when you slow it down and you don't get that, you've got to be
You can definitely tell it's missing.
yeah. So I wonder if that slowed down version is a maintains it or does something different that's good enough. Sunny's saying brain fog is legit, Kate. I know, right? Is it is it because I'm a lady of a certain age, or is it because I'm going through this virus at the moment?
What is the certain age? 26, Kate.
26, correct?
Yeah, I thought so.
Early onset, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about goals and the new year. I am a big one for setting goals at this time of year because I think, oh, brilliant, new year, new leaf, what have you. This year, last year I did words instead, but I think maybe what I'm about to play to you explains all of that. So this was the episode that went out on New Year's Day and is the reason that we are now going to talk about themes and goals for New Year.
New year.
And here we are, day 1, 2022. And it would be really easy for me to say, right, what's your New Year's resolution? What's your new goals for the year? Let's get going. Let's go again. Let's do this. But I couldn't help but wonder about thinking about what I did this time last year. Because if it worked this time last year, then surely it'll work this time this year. And this time last year, what I'd said to you and I'd said to myself was, rather than setting yourself a specific goal, choose 3 words. 3 words that will carry you through the year. And my 3 words for 2021 were optimum, slow, silly. Optimum was about getting into great shape. It was about making sure that I was always being my best. Slow was about going, get present, appreciate the moments and rest. And silly, well, I think that was because we spent 2020 feeling quite dreary. And I was like, I could do with just some more giggles in my life. So I sit here on the first day of 2022 and did I honour those 3 words? Slow, optimum, silly. Well, I feel yes on the slow, yes on the optimum, and I need some more silly. But what's good about setting words, and it doesn't have to be 3, it can be 1, is that I've remembered those all year long. So rather than thinking, right, what was my New Year's resolution again? What was I trying to do up to the end of January? I've had these 3 words that have carried me through the year. I spoke to someone else recently who'd done the same thing, and his word was consistency. He said, I've managed to be consistent this year. I've really focused in on it. And in my quest to be optimum and my quest to be slow, what I've learned is that actually optimum is gained by doing things regularly, doing little and doing it often. And that hasn't shown more than in my training, where I've trained and trained and trained. I've stumbled across some injuries. And while I've been managing those injuries and dialing back my training, when I've come back from those injuries and been recovered, I've come back stronger. It's really weird. Never knew that would be the case. But there we go. So if it feels like the rest of the world is being very on it and going, right, I'm going to do this and this is the new year, this is my New Year's resolution, maybe take the opportunity to set yourself a word goal this year. 1 word, 2 words, 3 words. What word is going to carry you through 2022 so that you then form the routine and the habits that you need to create that word in your life? Have a think. I really enjoyed doing that last year. And the reason that I did it last year was because, as I said, it just was really difficult to plan ahead this time last year. Remember, we were going back into lockdown again. I think across the world, we were back in lockdown. Mm-hmm. This year, I think it just depends where in the world you are. It doesn't, at the moment, lockdown in the UK looks like it won't happen. But obviously, there's more COVID around, as it were. There's more kind of, I think, Omicron or whatever it is. Anyway, point being that I think last year, if I'd have set myself some goals, like I'm going to do this many pull-ups this year, or it just wouldn't have worked. But I can come to the end of 2021 and say, yes, I was slow. Yes, I was optimum. And yes, I had sub silly, and I could do with more silly. So I decided this year I'd do the same thing, and it's been a bit more tricky in a way because I've struggled to settle on some words. You said health, balance, and
accountability,
which I really like. Chelsea Nicole said 2022 is about development. Rachel Sunday said effervescent, which I really liked.
Love that.
Effervescence obviously means fizzy. But Adam Grant did a piece on it about how social, just being in this connection thing that I was talking about, that social element of being in a room and watching a band with a crowd of people creates that sort of social effervescence with you, and can help you to feel good and feel connected to the universe again. Jordan McKenzie says, free, rest and fun. Free to me is about a few different things, but mostly a let it go or free it up vibe. When I feel stress, anger or anxiety, that's taking your fingers out the dam, isn't it? Carol Mann says, Zen. Maureen Fitzpatrick said, gratitude, growth and balance. EJ did a great thing here. So here we go. Prioritize. She said, life is going to be very busy starting my degree apprenticeship in January alongside working full time. I won't be able to do all the things I currently do or see people as often. Reflect, trying to remember how to capture how I'm feeling after a good day, as I've done for all of 21 in my e-journal on my phone. Brilliant. So when times feel rough during the apprenticeship, I can look back and relive happy emotions. And smile. Remember to not feel overwhelmed with change, but be grateful for new opportunities, and to remember there is a positive to be found in everything. Gal after my own heart there.
Yeah.
I've got Michelle Downs, I love, says, "It is what it is." That's one of my favourite phrases, that is. It is what it is. Tina, greater, expecting greater things in 2022 in all areas of my life. Sapir says, health, passion, acceptance. There's loads on there. Laura says, faith, rainbows, and acceptance. That's a everyday positivity pillar. Leslie says, presence and balance. Nick Redmond says, ease, space, and trust. From a voice and business perspective, it's been a mad few years, and now I want to find balance. Oh, maybe that's my word, balance.
Good one.
She says, which I love. So I've gone for focus, connect, and calm on the Facebook group. And actually, I'm going to focus, reflecting and focus. EJ, it's interesting. EJ said reflect. One of the things I need to be better at is that reflection time. I'm looking at monitoring stuff, like monitoring finances, monitoring my feeling, monitoring, it's like spending time in that 20% space where that powers the 80% of everything else. And I think I've let that go over the last year, where I've just been hurtling through, especially in the last quarter, hurtling through, and not reflecting on, okay, what has happened, and I find myself getting really anxious and stressed about things like money, and then I'll look at the money and I'll go, oh, it's fine. And so I've wasted all that time getting anxious and everything, or I'll miss it if it's not fine.
Yeah.
So Fridays now is my magic quadrant day, I call it. It's the important but not urgent stuff that I need to do for the business, that I need to do in my relationships, that I need to do in my learning. And I've put that as focus, but actually I wonder if that's flow. I can't decide. I need to focus, connect, and calm felt like 3 strong words that I was feeling right then.
They're good ones. And what I like about having words as opposed to like resolutions is that, especially because there's only three words, as you said in the episode, dead easy to remember. You can remember 3 words. And so it's like all the decisions that you're making, okay, well, does this fit within my words for this year? Are they like on theme for my words for this year? And I think that's really good. Sunny in the chat said that her 3 words are thoughtful, move, and deliberate, which are really nice.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Thoughtful in my actions, thinking about intention and kindness. Move as in increasing physical activity, and deliberate as in planning ahead and preparing for the future, including creating a savings account. Fantastic.
Smart. Good.
So this is it, right? Let me tell you something that I know absolutely to be true about goals. And it's this. There are thousands of ways that people will tell you to set a goal. And goals are brilliant because they do set you on a path. When it bubbles down, those goals are only achieved by you creating a habit. So you're not going to get anywhere unless you're doing something. You only go what you practice. you are what you practice. You get good at what you practice, right?
Yeah.
And that practice can be like I am right now, resting, right? If I do a practice enough times, I'll get really good at resting. I'll get really good at watching telly. I'll get really good at, the things that I do. I will get really good at telling myself I'm not a good reader. For goodness sake, I tell myself that all the time. I can't read. And I'm like, every day I go, right, I'm going to read, and then I don't read, and I'm like, oh, I've just read Facebook. So it's like, what do I need to put in place that means that I create that focus that means that I will then read? And so instead of going, right, I'm going to read 15 minutes every day. No, that's not true. That's not right. Instead of going, right, I'm going to read 5 books by the end of this year, or I'm going to read a book a month, or whatever it is, what I want to do is develop the habit of reading. So I need to do 10 minutes a day or 10 minutes a week or whatever it is. That means I can get on to it. So that's where focus comes from. It's the slower stuff that I want to really get into because I'm so nutty. So I'm like, oh, what's this over here? What's that over there? And so the thing I know to be true about goals, and I've seen this everywhere. I've seen loads of lists. Like I've seen lots of 100 ways to do this, or people say, I've got 10 goals this year. I'm going to do this. It's like, no, just keep it simple, keep it honest,
Mhm.
and just focus on creating the habit day to day to day. Like, I didn't lose weight, I didn't get fit by just doing it for a week. It happened because I did it little and often, even when I was injured, even when we were in lockdown. Little and often really worked. And so I think if you can form the habit from the word, because in your mind you're like, this is the person I'm going to be, or this is where I'm going to be going, and you've really visualized that, that's going to be more impactful on your goal where you want to be than sort of saying, I'm going to do this, and then just leaving it at that.
Some of some of the best business advice I've ever received, and
Yeah.
she didn't say it to me directly. She's just a quote. It's from Kim Kardashian.
Oh,
Uh,
amazing. Your business mentor.
my personal business mentor, Kim Kardashian,
Yeah.
told me, like, do one little thing every day,
Yeah.
and
One
and
little
for,
thing every day that gets you to where you want to be.
yeah, yeah. So even if it's sending one email or listening to one podcast, uh,
Yeah.
and I like that. That's what I did for a little while, and I like that.
Yeah, it does move you forward. It really does.
Kristen said her word is determined.
Oh, amazing. Um, Andrew, it's been lovely hanging out with you today. He said, oh, it's lovely to hang out with you today. Feel better. I will, I promise. I'm getting better. Do you know, I went for a Kindle. There's talk in the chat about using a Kindle or a physical book. I've got a physical book for Christmas this year called The Expectation. Oh, I've forgotten the name of it. It's brilliant though. Oh, I'll tell you all about it. It'll start bleeding through when I've done my 10 minutes a day.
Yeah, I can feel it happening already.
Oh, it's a really good book. I saw a review on it. It's new. Anyway, so this idea of having a physical book, it is nice, but the reason I got a Kindle was because I sort of thought I'd shortcut my way to, because I do wake up in the morning and I do pick up my phone. And I thought,
Yeah.
actually, if I put my Kindle in front of me, and I've got the Daily Stoic, which I'm trying to read every day as well. So yeah, it's all good, is what it is. I'm seeing lots of messages coming in. It's so funny, isn't it? You get really distracted by the messages.
That's good.
COVID is nothing to mess with. Trust me. Get tons of rest. I am. Don't worry. I'm sleeping like you wouldn't believe. My Fitbit is very happy with how much sleep I'm getting.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, the only caveat to a Kindle is that a cookbook has to be a real book. You're absolutely right. I
100%.
bought my cookbooks to be physical and most others to be on Kindle. I bought an Ottolenghi cookbook on Kindle once. A big mistake. Big
Not fun.
mistake. It's like an
Because
audio book. You have to have books that are in the first person rather than the third person, I think. They're
that's
easy
funny.
to listen to.
The best bit about recipe books or cookbooks is getting stuff on it, getting gravy on it, or getting egg on it,
I
and
know.
then
And then
like
sticking
when something
together.
doesn't work, and angrily crossing it out and saying no, do it like this
Yes,
instead.
and making your notes on it. I think you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. Um, And then I switched up to a novel, XX by Ryan Hughes, to avoid the physical sensation. Enjoy the physical sensation. I read that wrong. Sorry. Yeah, I think there's lots of tips there. I've got to get good at it. It's the telling myself that I'm not good at it. That's the problem. It keeps on coming up.
It's your
Like,
self-talk.
I'll wake up in the morning and I'll go, right, I'm going to read, and then I'll go, no, I won't. I won't do it. I won't be able to focus. And it's totally a story I'm telling myself and have told myself since I was about 17, 18. And I did an English literature degree. It's so ridiculous. So that's something that I'll be working on in my focus and flow, connection and calm, because it gets me to those two things. All right, should we do some breathing to finish with?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so if you are able to get yourself level, sit in a nice position, or stand, whatever it is, get your feet level, get your weight level. And if you want to close your eyes, you can. Just find your breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And all I want you to do is just take 8 breaths, like big, deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, E. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want to take a couple more, go for it. Thank you for spending time here on Backchannel or wherever you're watching/listening. If you've enjoyed the show today, please feel free to leave a review on Backchannel, Will.
Yeah, if you head to backchannel.tv, there's just a button that says leave a review. We'd really appreciate that.
It helps us to spread this service around the world when you do leave a review. Tally the Turtle says Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Tally. Thanks for coming in.
And hopefully those tigers are named. What's the name?
Castor and Letty?
Cascatelli.
Casca and Telly?
Yeah, that was right. Cascatelli. And we'll be back very soon. What's up next on Backchannel, Will?
Oh my goodness, we've got Anthony Davis coming up very soon. He's on from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time if you're on the East Coast. And then from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. it's Your Pal Hal with Hal Rudnick. So stick around for those.
My friend Sarah said to me this morning that at the end of today, I had to get my favourite hot drink and just sit and drink it. And so that's what I'm about to go and do in a healthy, focused way.
I like that.
See you soon.
Thanks, everybody.